So, action.
For me, growing up as an artist, you come from that era that I grew up listening to. Even the name that I associate immediately with Bollywood music, with always being of a certain standard and of a certain class. You're one of those artists who I hold in very high esteem, as I think is widely done. So, what were your experiences like in the early days of your music career, and what was the music scene like in Trinidad at that time?
Amazing. My experience in music could only be described as amazing. I came from a time I had very little technology. Things were now starting to come out. I came out in a time when LP and a 45 were the only sources of putting something on a device that could be played through something else, and outside of that, if you didn't buy that, you had to listen to radio. What was churning in the background was culture by an undisputed children of culture that just kept rearing its head in this country in particular. So I came from a musical family, not just mom. Mom was the star in the family, right? I have uncles, 4 or 5 of them. I have 5 uncles, 4 of them involved in music, in all ways, so from drummers to keyboardists to violinists to saxophonists and singers galore. So I always grew up around that scene. However, what I've noticed in what people would describe as an evolution, I would like to put it as a movement, because what really evolved, everyone just chilling and doing the best that we could. Evolve is a tough title to claim. Like you have evolved something, like you're a tail or something. No, we're all doing music the same way. We have hits from the past that stand up to songs today, and mixes and lyrics and rhythm and feel and everything like that. So the journey has been one that has a lot of barriers, a lot of barricades to break down. Things we do in music now couldn't be heard of back then. So we had those kind of things to be faced with. And on top of that, we had stars just tuning out in the industry all the time. We had programs back then like Mastana Bahar was the TV platform. We had Indian Variety with Pat Matura and Uncle Rafi. Uncle Rafi is still around on media today. We hear people like him. It shows that people cherish what Indian culture is in this country. And the culture is so intricate too. We don't just have one type of music. We don't just have one type of occasion that we cater toward. So we have we have every religious occasion. We have Indian music for Hindus, Indian music for Muslims. We have chutney. We have different types of chutney. We have so the journey of music has been very interesting. And just like any other art form, this is a new one. I think we have something beautiful, and we just need to keep holding on to the good things that those before passed on to us. We feel it, we don't really know it. Anybody can go and learn music and get a degree in music and know what they're talking about, but there's some things that has to be felt. And culture is one of those things that's just embedded in us. I don't know, the scientists call it in our DNA. Yeah, something like that. It's just, look at you, for instance, you come from deep rooted backgrounds, people involved in culture. That's why I have that kind of depth in there.
Correct.
So it passes on to a few of us.
Yeah. So before we go deeper into you, the artist, you have the unique position as being one of those people who has been around since the inception of the first East Indian radio station in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think that was really one of the groundbreaking moments in Indian culture, being the first of its kind. What was the atmosphere like around that time? What was the excitement leading up to this being the first East Indian station? What did it mean for Indian culture, and what was your role and involvement at that point in time?
Wow, that's quite a journey there as well. When Bollywood came out, I was working at Sarana Studios, recording artists like Raja, putting on the music, and helping Sandra with mixes and looking on and things like that. Sandra was one of those who jumped on air early in the game, and he branched off from production immediately because he was the morning man on radio, and he was like, I'll give you a fellas kill that thing. I missed the first call, the first opportunity. I think those days you never had call waiting, and I was on the phone. I was a teenager, you know. I was not hard to say. So the I missed out, go to Waterfree and start my career there as whatever it required. November in that year I jumped in. Prior to that, Nishard M, as to what Waterfree stood for. Prior to that, remember those barricades that we talked about? Indian music was a scorn in a kind of way for the mainstream population. You had to feel that kind of sheep in a kind of way, well, in a big way. They would literally laugh at you. I come from the era where you go to school at your roti and frallo and they laugh at you if you bad to eat your roti and frallo. So I came from that era. When Waterfree came, it gave people who love their culture but were a little bit embarrassed of it, I dare say, the opportunity to say, hey, this is my music. And you get everything, and it just came at you, and it just wake up a psyche in the Indian population in this country. So Waterfree was absolutely instrumental in having that. I don't know if they intended that, but that was the forum that caused this to happen. And we had some talented people in there that had their culture in their DNA, if you want to call it that, who were there. So it just started something really good. It had messy areas, obviously, like any radio, but and then too after that, other Indian radio stations was financially, it was a big deal. We made a lot of money. It was the most successful entity on radio. It revived radio in general. After that, everybody wanted a radio station. I don't know, as I said, if it was absolutely responsible. Maybe I didn't just came at the correct time. That's when passed it on, they won. All that kind of, all these things that have a lot of influence on how culture was shaped and how the country was shaped. Simple radio station.
So the music that would have come from our forefathers from India is very different from the music that has evolved over the years. I'm not going to like to use that word evolve. But in the sense that we've been able to add our own local twist on our own local elements and flavors there. So we're talking, if we want to break it down in a simple form, we're talking about Bollywood versus what would become chutney and chutney soca. So what was that transition like in terms of the listening audience getting accustomed, moving away, well not necessarily moving away, but from being so accustomed to hearing the Bollywood songs out of India, and now hearing these local songs that are in Trinidad with this a bit of a different style. What was the role of the radio in that, and what was that transition like? What was the feel of everything going on?
I remember a story before I went on air. I started on radio in 93 in the background as an operator. I'm on air around 98. And the role of, you know, those moments when you're just go blank. And I can't remember what we're talking about. I have one of those right now.
Okay, no, that's no problem. That's alright. That's the whole thing.
What's the question?
Alright, so
the role of the, I'll remember quickly.
The transition from Bollywood and people transition to chutney.
Love it.
Love your radio. And the reason I asked that question is because you actually hosted one of the earliest and most iconic chutney shows, being the chutney train, right?
Yeah.
You were the first host. So what was that like, and the reception from the population? Well, I mean, early obviously.
Alright, to answer that question, this draws me back to a conversation that I remember the bosses having. They got a petition that was long enough to fall from a fourth floor building upstairs at Mutual Life to downstairs, of people, prominent citizens, businessmen, people in high positions in society, religious leaders, all calling for an absolute ban of chutney music on the radio station.
And this was in what year?
This was back in between 93, the earlier part of 93. People didn't like local music, that's all. They still have a kind of hate for local artists and local music. I don't know what it is, I don't care what it is. But we have to do our thing. So it's a fact that we came here first and foremost our forefathers. We love the Indian music that coming from India, the filmy type music, that's a big part of our influence. But we're a musical country. We're influenced by soca, we're influenced by chutney, we're influenced by how we live, we're influenced by the Bhoj, we're influenced by the part of India our parents came from, came with certain rhythms, and it just came together in a nice, and continues to come together in a nice way. and form what we call the Indian music diaspora, if you will, that belongs to Trinidad, because it's intricate. We have people like me who sing bhajans like Bole Hanuman and Rana Mohib, who would delve into classical, and Nival Chaitlal, who would go on Sarigabadam, these killer people who take the same song. And you can go in the feta and sing it like Marshall went in Shivratri with Guruji, and create the energy there, and we can go in the satsang in the temple that requires everybody sitting like Om and sing the same Bole Hanuman and create that same energy we're talking. So we know what we're doing. We need that chance to finally let what the artists, the Indian artists doing in this country, just let them breathe with their music. If it fails, it fails. If it's offensive, put it on the side. But don't just keep branding us and keep putting us in our box and telling us you can't do this and you can't do this, you can't do that. The two biggest songs this year is the Iron Tools and Patterns, almost the same thing like Family from 2 years ago or from a year ago. Nobody complained. We as artists feel these things that we need to keep watching our backs and the other piece and piece. That's not healthy for music. That's not healthy for artists. That's not healthy for anything. So with that, a lot of artists just continue to do their thing, and the music just keeps going while everybody keep complaining, and nobody take on that, and the effect just keep running out, and people just keep doing their thing. So not everything is one thing. People have that way of bridging. People can chutney artists. I feel offended by that. Kind of, because I love singing chutney. I love mashing up the place. I don't like to market myself as a chutney artist. So, and then there are other type of artists that could define what I am. So all these umbrellas need to just finally go away and leave us as an Indian in Trinidad who influenced by Indianness or by Western cultures, and went to bring out everything. That's that night and all these words. You think I've studied Mamu in a temple and complaining, supposed to say sexy in a song. That's the kind of thing we do when we writing songs, not so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy what the critics have done to the music, and how much they have fashioned it, how crazy they have everybody is. I don't know.
Briefly. Tell me about your experience on Masamba. When we were Masamba, and what did Masamba mean to you as an artist?
Masamba was the platform. I started playing keyboards in Kazana. I believe it was 17, so I did about a year and a half. Just experiencing just to be on stage and little girls watching you and think more than I didn't know how to do nobody. So one day I saw Raymond and Momos and all these guys in a competition down south, and I see girls balling for Raymond. I was like, nothing better. As me and my girl through I saw, I want to get to my things too. You know what I mean? And that's when I started. So Astana Bahar was the only platform that really allowed. That's what the fellows were stars in the first place, because they went on Astana Bahar 2 years before and won it out and came second and Ian and all those boys. So I was like, okay, everybody keeps talking about this Astana Bahar thing. The first day I went, I think I came to or something like that. Let's go where all these girls find my address, where I live in, from. It's just like fans. Astana Bahar had that power for a dude who just for the first time went only once and was able to gather fans. And I didn't win that edition. So that's how powerful entities of like Astana Bahar and 103 were. To get your music on these or to get those are the media sources. It's like you went to your 20 or 30,000 or how much 100,000 followers right now. All we had was one of those things. If Nishard M didn't put you on a show with 100,000, nobody saw you. So it was a big deal back in those days, media.
Yeah.
So
bands. So you also have been around the band scene for a very long time. I mean, you were lead vocalist with Trivia. You now have the Divas band that is around for how many years now?
yeah, Divas was formed back in 2005.
Right. So
Way back then.
Yeah,
that journey was a nice one too. Yeah, I mean, when Vishma was chatting with Cheryl, she passed on the information to me, and I had my thoughts gathering to come up here. And I'm a man of many hats. Husband, father of entertainer, grandfather of 3. I'm on radio. I'm a solo artist. I'm a band leader. Chutney. So everything I've had the opportunity to really dabble in. I forget the question again.
The experience of being like
Oh yes. Yeah. So having grown up from the musical family, because I was the family band back in those days, the appearance on Mastarawa made me popular, where all the other popular bands like India back in those days and Triveni and even the Inadan back in those days, and Uncle Rafi back in those days, I was already, the spectacular shows as a guest artist. So the band started to call at me and I started to branch away a little bit from the family band. I was stuck in their ways and wanted to do things their way, and I just happened to get pulled away from the whole scene, ended up in Triveni, which was an amazing experience. I mean, that was just like the opportunity to go all over the world, to be seen with a mainstream, successful band. They were the only band back in those days to play the Oval for Carnival, prayers, energy, a cappy. Come on, you're part of Triveni. The family things that happens there. But as well, so that was one of the highlights of my career being with Triveni. However, the demand just kept coming and balancing Triveni and radio, not getting time off because I had prime time on radio. I mean, the afternoon prime time. Chutney Train was prime time, Mangari was prime time. Those were big money shows. I couldn't get time off all the time to go on these tours. So I decided to, I'm going to try this thing. And I was one of the first ones to branch off from bands and say, well, I'm going to form my own band. I know all the musicians in the business. I've been producing my own, guiding my productions alongside Maha and all my other producers for many, many years before. So I have a good idea as to what I want the music to sound like. And jumped into band and ended up on the big stages there. We had Mother's Day concerts with people, Father's Day shows. We've been in all the Chutney Brass, we're hoping for Chutney Monarch. So the band is a beautiful part of my career. It's not my be all and end all. I don't mean this in a bad way, because you know what the band scene is. So I've been able to distance the product known as Beamers from the Anil Bheem on radio, the Anil Bheem on concert, and the Anil Bheem on Jiminy to do whatever that I do. So having all these sub-versions of me around me, I think it all works together to help make me who I am. A champion in all ways. Blessings.
Bro, thank you so much for taking the time to come and share your knowledge and your experience. Knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
And for fitting your piece into the puzzle. We're trying to, as we showed up we're trying to document these things while people still around to tell these stories, rather than having people tell these stories for them. People told us about the things we can't take anything for granted, bro.
That's right.
Friends, take good care of yourselves, alright? And do remember that there is a spark of divinity within each and every one of us. Find it, and all in life will fall in place. We'll work out just fine. We'll be just mellow. Love your TNT and the rest of the world. I'm out of here.
दिल नहीं लगना